your shit. Need a pawn in the drum roll.
Never talk to them boys that sat on them benches. I never talk to them boys that sat on them benches. I was in the game on 4th and inches.
Now it's time to go to work. Represent your shit. Need a pawn in the drum roll.
Never talk to them boys that sat on them benches. I never talk to them boys that sat on them benches. I was in the game on 4th and inches.
Represent your shit. Need a pawn in the drum roll. Turn up, yeah!
I never talk to them boys that sat on them benches. I never talk to them boys that sat on them benches. I was in the game on 4th and inches.
Now it's time to go to work.
All right. What is going on, FSU family? I'll be honest with y'all. I'm mad, but I'm not mad. Definitely got a lot to dissect. There's a lot of things to be happy about. But that is the main point of all of this. Fuller has to go, folks. But let's get into the introductions. Let's shout out the chat. Let's get into it. You are live Saturday Night Live here on 863 Seminole TV. I'm your host, Polk, a.k.a. AloMoney, a.k.a. the goddamn truth. And you know what we do here on Saturday nights. Win, lose, or draw, we in here 10 toes down. We're going to talk about what we saw in today's nice game. Mr. Wolf in the building. Good to see you. No blood, it was popping. I cook what's going on? Serve 5, what's up? Chad, what's good? Jay Lyon, Giuseppe, what's popping? Tyler, always good to see you. Kendrick, what's up? Frank in the building. Samuel, what's up? Robert Laster, what's really hood? James Chandler. And that's all we got for right now. I will continue to shout out those. Frank, what's going on? I always say, I think I already said what's up to Frank. Lorenzo Blackman, what's hood? As we continue to fill out the chat, I will continue to shout y'all out. But Fuller, it is time. I don't know what else needs to be seen. Guess what? You're not going to hear it from me anymore. No longer. No longer am I going to vouch for Marvin Wilson. Did Marvin Wilson even play today? Island Boy, what's hood? Peter Shields, what's going on? Bub, what's up? Kendrick. Did anybody see Marvin Wilson today? Guy that's supposed to be number 1 defensive tackle, first round draft pick. Anybody see him? I damn sure did. Anybody see Corey Durden? Anybody see Coop? What about Fabian Lovett? Did we play any D tackles today? So I'm going on Fuller and his defense because I want to end on a positive note, which is that offense. But did we see any defensive tackle play? We know our defensive ends are bad. We got it. Why? Tell somebody want to tell me why Amari Gainer's not our primary pass rusher? They are using Amari Gainer out of position. He needs to be rushing the passer. He's the only guy probably on the entire roster that has a quick jump off and any kind of quick twitch type muscle to get to the quarterback. But there you go. There's that. Saw some Brandon Gant tonight. I was happy to see it. You know, it's so hard to judge a guy when he finally gets some playing time. Gant made some mistakes. But Gant, you know, Gant gets more playing time. He gets more consistency. Saw some Gant tonight. Peter Shields in the building. High voltage was popping. Gino Bruce. Tevin Strong. Antonio, what's hood? What's going up, my man? Sniper Gang, what's hot? Jan, I think I already said. All right. There we go. So, again, let's keep on going on this defense. I haven't even got to the linebackers yet. Well, I guess I have but Gainer should be on the defensive end, not being as a defensive line, a linebacker. So how long is it going to take them to realize that Gainer's your best pass rusher and to use him on every down as a pass rusher? I don't know. Adam Fuller, are you watching the same game that I think the rest of Florida State Nation is watching? Probably not. Number 2, linebackers. We have the worst linebackers I may have ever seen. Not only at this school, but maybe at a Division I level. I don't know if I've ever seen linebackers this bad. 35, why is he still playing? Look, we know Steven Dix has talent. Steven Dix is a young linebacker who's going to make mistakes. But where are the other young linebackers? I saw Lundy out there today. Again, Lundy made some mistakes. You know what, though? I can live with it. I can live with DJ Lundy. I can live with Steven Dix. I can live with Kavion Glenn if they would put him out there, or Jalen McCluster if they put him out there. I can live with them young guys. What I can't live with is Leonard Warner looking like a lost cause out there on defense, play in and play out. He's not only does he has terrible field awareness, he's slower. I probably run faster than Leonard Warner. I probably run faster than Leonard Warner. And Emmett Rice, you're probably this much better than Leonard Warner. Secondary, I don't have too much to knock on the secondary. I honestly don't. I think the secondary played about as solid as a game as I've seen from them. And quite frankly, Notre Dame was running the ball at will. So it's not like the secondary was really tested. Asante Samuel got picked on that one drive. But Asante Samuel's also given up like 5 or 6 inches against that guy. Those type of things are going to happen. No corner's perfect. You're going to get beat. Um, it all starts up in that front seven for us, and we have a terrible front seven. Let's get to the comments. Let's get to these comments. Our front seven disappeared. Like I said, Frank said you needed me as a head coach. If you had me as a head coach, Adam Fuller would be looking for a new job. Odell is this close to me from getting fired. I love me some Odell, but I'm starting to believe that defensive line is starting. It needs a new voice. I'm starting to believe that the defensive line needs a new voice. Something is really wrong with the defensive line. Everybody thought this defensive line was the strength going into the season. Let me ask one person in the chat this. Who the hell would have thought 3-4 games into the season, our offensive line would be better than the defensive line? If you would have thought that Florida State's offensive line would be better than the defensive line this season, put a 1 in the chat. I bet y'all don't see one number 1 in this chat. Put a number 1 if you would have thought our offensive line would have been better than the defensive line. And put a number 2 if you thought the defensive line was obviously going to be better than the offensive line. I mean, come on. Odell's this close, and I hate to say that. But Odell, I think they need a new voice. I think he's losing his touch. It just is what it is. Let's see if Odell can pull a Tywone Malone and maybe flip a Lee Hunter, and then we fire him. But Fuller's got to go. Odell's this close. Coach Marv, linebacking coach, he's getting kind of a raw deal because I don't know. The talented guys is super young, and our old guys are really bad. I'm willing to give our linebacking coach enough time. I think the secondary is showing some improvement. Let me get to the comments. What's up, Polk? Florida State love was hood. Fire Fuller right now. Defense only allowed 7 points in the second half. You know what? It feels like they probably should have. It feels like they gave up more, doesn't it though? But you're right. You're absolutely right. But they were still running the ball at will. One of that came on a missed field goal they had, right? And they still drove the ball into the red zone, and we had a nice stand there at the end. I mean, yes, they only gave up 7 points, but I could argue Notre Dame kind of took their foot off the pedal there at the end. Scott Norman, what's up? Oh, let's get the chat jumped on me. Hold on. There we go. Clemson linebackers are great. Yeah, Miami, they kind of got handled tonight, didn't they? We got to get JUCO in some line. We got to do something at linebacker, man. For sure. He said the Gators lost. Miami, yeah. The state of Florida took a L this weekend. I'm gonna get the Wood Bay in a minute. Absolutely, I'm gonna get the Wood Bay in a minute. Let me catch up on the comments. Keep telling the truth. That's all I do over here. The defense is everything we thought. Say it again, Walt Bell. The defense is everything we thought they weren't. Back in May, June, July, August, anybody who knew anything about football, me included, would have told you the defense was going to be the strength of this team while the offense played catch up. The defense was going to carry the squad. You had a bunch of first round we didn't know Hamza was not going to play this year. It's obvious. I think it's pretty obvious we can say that Hamza Nasruddin won't play this year. But you had Marvin. You had Durden. Durden was being projected as maybe not a first round guy, but a second day type of defensive tackle. We thought, okay, getting Kando back healthy would have made a difference. Like, they've been atrocious. Give me Harlan Barnett today over what I'm seeing right now. This defense has regressed across the board. That's how you know it's coaching. That's how you know it's coaching, guys. The defense has regressed. I don't know if they don't understand what Fuller wants to run. I don't know if Fuller understands what he wants to run. We did really good this game. Only thing that sucked was our first half defense. I'm just glad Miami's getting grabbed by Warner needed to be on the sideline. Our defense allowed 7 points in the second half. Adam Fuller's trash. We're going to be terrible next year. Also, I can't say that because if you can't say that, defensively is going to be a question. We got to get some guys in there, but offensively, you definitely can't say we're going to be terrible. You can see what this offense is going to be. You can see the offense, but I haven't even got to the offense yet. New voice, you're so right. What's up, AR? Zeros across the board, exactly. And everybody's putting twos because nobody, Gino, there's no way you thought, Gino, let's be honest, Gino, there's no way you thought the O-line was going to be better than the D-line, Gino. Come on now. You're not being honest. You're not being honest, dog. There's not a college football fan that would have said Florida State's offensive line was going to be better than that defensive line. No way in hell. And the offensive line has really surprised. Atkins deserves as big of a raise as he wants. Everybody thought the D-line was going to be the best unit on the defense. They ran at will. Odell needs to retire. I'm leaning towards it, man. I'm leaning towards it. Odell is looking like he may have lost this unit. Bro, they ran the ball at will. Is that a surprise to anybody? They ran the ball at will. Anytime they needed a first down, and you know what's sad? They ran the exact same play. Whenever they needed they ran a counter. They ran the counter wide open. Up. They weren't running to the outside. They didn't have to. They could ran right up the teeth of this defense. Just counter up every single damn time. Norvell has to do something. I don't care if you got to call Charlie Strong, call his buddy is the defensive coordinator over there at Georgia. Now that's going to be hard to get him out of there. I understand that, but why not try? Damn it, because we need to do something. Brother Brooklyn, what's up? I blame Fuller. He picked the starters. It's a mess. Linebackers, safety units, probably the worst in the Power 5. Linebackers got to be the worst in the Power 5 by far. Woodbay, yeah. Woodbay was exposed in this game fairly bad, but I'll be honest with you, and I'm not making excuses for Woodbay, but I think he's another guy that's being played out of position. So this is how the defense should look, in my opinion. Gaynor should be playing where Janoris Robinson is. Woodbay should be playing where Gaynor is. And Gant, who we did see a lot of tonight, should be where Woodbay is. Or if Travis Jay's healthy, you got Ronaldo Green and Travis Jay back there. Instead, it's the opposite. They're putting Gaynor in coverage, which isn't his game. He's a pass rusher. Woodbay is back there at safety where he's lost in the sauce. And Robinson can't generate a pass rush to save his life. But maybe I don't know shit about football. That's entirely possible, people, that I'm just talking out of my ass right now. And Gaynor isn't a great pass rusher. And Woodbay wouldn't serve better in the role that Gaynor's playing right now. Somebody tell me, am I just dead wrong or what? Tell him again. AR, you my dog, but ain't nobody trying to hear none of that right now. What's going on, Panama? I mean, I hear you. Tyler said the same thing. I get it. You only gave up 7, but a lot of that had to do with a missed field goal. Kudos to the defense for bucking up there at the end and not laying down and letting Notre Dame just walk into the end zone. So they did force the turnover on downs there. So kudos to them for that. But you had a missed field goal on one drive. I just feel like Notre Dame kind of took the gas off, took the foot off the gas at the end there. But, small victories, I guess. It still didn't help that they could run the ball when they wanted to and was able to gash us. And vice versa, Sniper Gang. You said this would have been a blowout if offense didn't come to play. Imagine if the defense would have come to play. Then we in there like swimwear. This is a game down to the wire if the defense came to show up. But it is what it is. Obviously, it's got to be Lorenzo. D-line got to be one of the worst D-lines I've seen. I agree with that wholeheartedly. Bro, did you see Buddy's eye? Buddy looked like he was in a boxing match, and Kendo couldn't do nothing with him. That's what I'm saying. Why isn't Gainer your primary pass rusher? You could swap Gainer out for either J-Rob or Kendo, to be quite honest with you. Now, we play hard the whole game. That's not true at all. We play hard the whole game. Our defense is just bad. Offensively, even though offense kind of stalled there, we still was able to move the ball. We still gained yardage. Jordan Travis had that bad turnover in the end zone. But again, the offense is going to struggle. Guys, guess what? That was Jordan Travis's first start as a college quarterback. Believe it or not, as much as we seen this guy play, that was his legit first start. And you saw the outcome. I think he ran for over 100. Then he threw for over 200. Like, you see what he is. Let's go. Come on. Let's talk about offense. Let's be a little happy and talk about offense. Offense is going to struggle because they're still implementing things, finding out what works. But look how that offensive line looks when he's in the game. Yes, it helps him. It helps that line out that he can roll out of the pocket and do things with his legs. But there were times where he had a clean pocket and he stepped up into it and made some throws. Jordan Travis can do the damn thing. He's definitely not the issue. Definitely not the issue. The future is bright with Jordan Travis. And there's no need to rush Chubba Purdy. I'm saying that right now. Because all that stuff I'm gonna say that I think a lot that had to do with Jordan Travis. I think it's some political BS that we don't know about behind the scenes. I don't know if he pissed someone off. I don't know what happened with that. But there's something political about why Jordan Travis wasn't on the field. If Jordan Travis was on the field game one for us, we're 2-2 instead of 1-3 right now. Easily, we're 2-2. And who knows how that Miami game goes if we're able to sustain some offense in that game. You see how we were in the game here. I would argue Notre Dame probably has a better offense than Miami. So you see what I'm saying? I don't know what to deal with. Jordan Travis pissed somebody off because he is by far the best option we've had at quarterback in 2 to 3 years. There's no need to rush Purdy back. I wouldn't play Purdy until it was apparent that Jordan Travis has capped. And that's the beautiful thing about it. I don't think Jordan Travis is not done developing. I think that guy's still developing. He's still learning, and he's gonna get better. That's the beautiful thing about it, which is why there's no need to rush Chubba Purdy. There's no need to rush him. We got a quarterback, folks. We got an offensive line, folks. We're playing 3 freshmen on offensive line, if I'm not mistaken. Excuse me, 2 freshmen and a sophomore. But because Darian Washington, Robert Scott got the start. But Donta Lucas is a sophomore. Maurice Smith is a freshman, and then we're playing 2 seniors. And Bavion is by far the worst offensive lineman on the field, and he's the redshirt senior. We're playing him at a necessity right now. And I dare say, if Darius Washington was healthy, I would put him at guard over Bavion and keep Robert Scott out there at the tackle spot. I think we'd be better served if we did that. Go all true freshmen and sophomores across the board except for Love Taylor. There's no need to rush Purdy. Tamarion Terry, let's talk about Tamarion. Tamarion had easily his best game of the season today. Now he had some balls that I thought he could have. He had some balls to where if you were a number 1 overall, or not overall, but number 1 first round wide receiver, you probably want to make one in the end zone that it was a little high, but he got his hands on it, and you got to snag that one out the air. He had another contested long ball between him and Notre Dame. I think if you're number one guy, you got to come up with that one. But Terry played his best game of the season. Notre Dame really didn't have much of an answer for him. The issue is finding someone opposite. You have to find someone opposite of Terry. I think Warren Thompson actually caught one ball tonight, folks. So congratulations to Warren Thompson. We have to find a legit two, and we're still developing that. Damian Webb, he took a big hit tonight, but that dude ran the hell out of the football tonight. That running game is coming along. But Damian Webb is your full-time starter, followed by Toafili, Toafili had like a drop pass, but again, he's a running back, not a receiver. They put him out wide, and he had a pass that he dropped. But hey, Toafili, Webb, and like I said, Corbin should be a third down type of short yardage type of back. I think the offense is finding pieces. It's coming along extremely well. We still need to get McDonald involved more. I don't understand why we don't get Cam McDonald involved in the passing game more. So that's something to build on. Finding a number two receiver is something to build on. But that running game is coming. The offensive line is coming. The quarterback is coming. Hell, that offense is growing as we speak. And quite frankly, we got a great chance against North Carolina next week. Because they don't have a great defense. It'll be a shootout again. It's going to be a shootout. Just like I said this game would be a shootout. I said if FSU's going to have a chance to win this game, we have to shoot it out. We were in there for a little bit, and eventually, they made adjustments. Defensively, we couldn't really do much. So, and we still moved the ball in that second half. We got to close out on that. But we have a shot against North Carolina, guys. I honestly believe that. I honestly believe we have a shot against North Carolina because I think we can put up points with them. The question is, who's going to play defense first in that game? Back to the comments. I can't tell. I said that, bro. I can't. Marvin didn't look like he played a down tonight. If Woodbay play didn't happen, we lose by 8. Yeah, Woodbay, man. All the staff raved about this offseason was Kando. I agree. I ain't seen a lick from Kando today. But that's all they was talking about was Joshua Kando this offseason. We will finally get to see Purdy. Travis injured his hand. He definitely looked like his hand was hurt, but I don't know if that means we're not going to see him next game. I mean, slow your roll down there, Jay. Slow your roll down a little bit. Now, if Travis is hurt, then yeah, I would go with Purdy over, besides regressing and going back to James Blackman. I would definitely go with Purdy. Howdy, y'all. What's going on? I was pissed because that tight end didn't go for the pass in the end zone. I think, yeah, and so in that play, I don't think so remember, it was Cam McDonald down there, and it was I think it was Ontario Wilson. I don't think either one of them knew who Jordan was passing the ball to. It kind of looks like he was passing the ball to Ontario because Ontario was like running. Essentially, he was running like a, what do you call that? A corner route to the end zone is kind of what it looked like. But McDonald was right there too. I just don't think McDonald thought he was getting the ball. Bad situation right there. But we definitely had a chance right there to make a play. Travis just needs to read that RPO better, and that comes and Lorenzo. That's going to come with Jordan. Remember, this is Jordan Travis' first start. That's going to come with Jordan Travis just getting more reps and more experience. But I agree. There's some plays that, or some reads that he misreads at times. But overall, man, he moves the ball. The offense has been a plus since he's been the quarterback. Save Purdy for next season. Yep, no need. I think Webb starting separate. Webb's looking like the dude. Webb is looking like the dude. Travis will get better. The whole offense will get better. The defense can't keep putting them in situations where they have to score 40 to win. Exactly, brother Brooklyn. Exactly. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. You think, well, yeah, since James, I mean, yeah, you can't really deny that. I mean, that might seem like a crazy thing to say, but think about it. Since Jameis, we've had Everett Golson, Sean McGuire, DeAndre Francois, and James Blackman. Those have been your starters. And if you want to throw Rodemaker in there, because since he did technically start one game, and Alex Hornibrook. Jordan Travis may very well legit be the best starter we've had, the best quarterback we've had since Jameis. I think DeAndre, as of right now, probably still has a claim to that. Just on the body of work, but there's an argument definitely to be made there. We would have beat Georgia Tech with Jordan Travis in there. Definitely. You could just see the team as a whole just plays with way more confidence when Jordan Travis is out there. Why in the hell haven't we thrown one single fade route in the end zone since Kelvin Benjamin's left? We haven't had a receiver like Kelvin Benjamin. That's why. When's the last time since Kelvin Benjamin have we had Auden Tate for a little while? Have we had a 6'5" and up receiver since Benjamin left? We got to find a second one. Lineman, y'all need a boot. I don't even know what that means. Pause. I was surprised they didn't use McDonald. They need to involve him more. I need to see more of Cam McDonald in that passing game. I really think he could be a nightmare in a matchup nightmare. But for whatever reason, and I kind of get it because they're using the tight end a lot more to help out in blocking, to kind of mask some of the weaknesses on the offensive line. Because even though the offensive line is improved, it's not perfect yet. Marvin should have left. Yeah, at this point, it's looking like Marv should have just went pro. Because he would have been maybe a mid to late first round pick last year. He's not going to even go in the first round this year. Yes, he did. Terry did catch a couple passes with Black. Cam McDonald should have caught the ball in the end zone. Yeah, we were just talking about that. Webb is awesome. I mean, Terry did drop that damn 2-point conversion, man. I was like, you got to make that. You got to make that. You got to make that catch. I think if we want to talk about just production, I think Ontario Wilson has shown that he's the number 2 guy. But they don't seem to use him in the vertical game. So we need to find another receiver opposite of Terry that they want to use vertically. Oh, my chat jumped on me, so I'm still gonna go. I think Jordan Young could be opposite. They don't seem to be high on Jordan Young. Now, anybody can correct me if I'm wrong there, but I feel like he doesn't get the adequate targets that he probably should. Yeah, Webb's got the goods. Fire, there you go, man. Fire his ass. Kane do Pat. Where all them Canes fans at tonight? Oh, they gonna be hurt. They hurting. I mean, we can't really brag much, obviously, because we came out looking sloppy or whatever. But the way Miami fans were talking, you would have thought they were gonna blow a Clemson out. Instead, it was the opposite. And I actually thought that game was gonna be better than it was, but. That tells you, man, don't ever have faith in Miami. 42-17. Wow. Pat ready to troll Miami tonight. I already see where you're going at. If Willie had started, I agree with that too. If for whatever reason Taggart had played Jordan Travis, Taggart probably still has a job here. But that's neither here nor there because he's gone and I don't care. Yeah, that should be a shootout. if Francois don't get injured against Bama, we win in at least 11 games. If Francois didn't get injured against Bama, Jimbo probably doesn't throw in the towel that year, and who knows, right? Who knows what happens? What's up, Yella? See, Pat, you woke him up. You woke him up. You woke the Miami guys up. You're talking your trash. Yeah, and everybody told me Jordan Travis couldn't throw. That was the knock. Not only not only the rumor mill, but if you go watch or if you listen to any of the other FSU publications, whether it's War Chant or Behind the Huddle, there's a lot of different FSU podcasts out there. I'm pretty sure you guys know them. If you go listen to any of them, the whole the the thing on Jordan Travis was always, well, he can't throw. We know he's athletic, but he just can't throw. Well, damn it looked like he can throw to me. Doesn't it look like he can throw to y'all? Like, what? Again, somebody was paying somebody to say bad things about this kid. I don't know who he pissed off. I don't know what the deal. I don't know what's going on there. But all the lies that were spewed about Jordan Travis, about he couldn't throw, some people were saying, oh, he just couldn't learn the playbook. What are we like? I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. Yeah, so Toafili's got to work on his blocking, Tyler. That's for sure. I saw some plays in there where Toafili kind of whiffed on the blocks. But again, freshman guy, he's going to get better. Boy, you got to, teacher, I got to draw that L on his forehead now. I told you shouldn't have did it to yourself. I told you shouldn't have did it to yourself. 42-17. Dabble done beat me again, Polk. I've been used and abused. I tried to tell y'all. Y'all was in here with that foolishness. 45-24, them crazy ass predictions y'all was giving out. Until you recruit the trenches like Clemson's recruiting them, you're not gonna beat them. It just is what it is. Terry says, "Hey, at least they put in Ren." Yeah, so we saw Ren return some kicks, and yep, he did muff a kick, yeah, but they did put him in. They finally played him some tonight. How will you compare Webb with Akers and Cook? Well, he's no comparison with Dalvin Cook. Okay, he's not even in Dalvin Cook's league, so we're not even gonna do that. Webb and Cook shouldn't even be in the same sentence. Webb and Akers could be an interesting debate. We got to see some more of them. To be fair to Akers, he pretty much carried an incompetent offense his last 2 years here at Florida State. Arguably his first 3. That first year, Francois went down. I mean, Akers was kind of the focal point of the offense. He was the only positive, I guess you could say. But Webb's not even in Dalvin Cook's stratosphere. I don't like Terry route running, but then again, not everybody is Jerry Jeudy. Yeah, Terry's not. That's never been a part of his game. He's go deep has always been Terry's thing. Yeah, Young doesn't get nearly enough reps. He does not. Kendrick, we in the same boat. Be patient with the O-line. We got something to build on. Exactly. I don't want to hear no more O-line slander. Don't come in here with that BS. The O-line is not the issue on offense. The quarterback was. And now it looks like we've solved that. And you see that in the last 2 games, we put up 42. We put up 26 tonight. We arguably should have put up more than 26. But again, that's going to come up with hiccups against better teams. But for the people that said, and they were mainly Miami fans, and people that came in here and told me, oh, that offense ain't going to work against legit teams. Well, damn it worked tonight. Because I told you, it ain't no gimmick offense. It's a real offense. It worked tonight. So don't come in here with that offense ain't going to work. The offense is going to do its thing. It's only going to get better. I wonder if the dudes still think De'Aaron King better than Trevor. Man, don't talk about CJ like that. CJ, you in here because you damn sure said you'd take King over Lawrence. You ain't looking too good with that tape. Polk, you got any Kleenex for me and some peroxide to clean my wounds? I'm hurt, man. You shouldn't be hurt because y'all Did you really think y'all was gonna beat Clemson in Clemson? Like I tried to tell y'all. Like I think it's gonna be a good game, but I said Clemson will win it by at least 10. It actually wasn't even a good game. Like they pretty much dominated y'all from the out, from the jump. It's not really that surprising. Kudos for y'all for not getting completely blown out the water. It doesn't look like y'all gave up. Notre Dame destroyed this defense, Jonathan. The hell was going on there? I don't know. Michael, what's up? Ryan Rochelle. This is my first time seeing you in here, Ryan. So how are you doing? If you're watching this, you should probably know the answer to that question. So I'm not gonna answer you. The U is back. Sure they are. Even if he don't, that has been the excuse. The excuse for Jordan Travis is, well, maybe he doesn't practice well. You know who there was another quarterback who was rumored to not really practice well. Forget that mug name, but he wore number 5 here. And the rumor was that he didn't practice very well, but I know when the lights came on, he balled to the wall. How much more bad does does James Blackman have to play before you give that man a try? Remember, they went with Tate Rodemaker before they wanted to go with Jordan Travis. That's who started against Jacksonville State was Tate. They saw more in Rodemaker than they saw in Jordan Travis. We can talk about bad practice all you want. To me, it's deeper than that. There's something deeper than that. That you thought Rodemaker was better than Jordan Travis. Yet I've watched Jordan Travis do it against an FCS school and the number 5 team in the nation just now. He said Jordan Travis best throwing, non-throwing QB. Yeah, right. Jordan Travis is the best worst thrower I've ever seen in the history of college football. For a guy who apparently can't throw, he throws the ball damn well. Warchant said he couldn't throw a 5-yard. Thank you, Lorenzo. And that's what I'm saying. Somebody's paying these publications. Remember, Warchant's a paid publication. Those guys get paid to cover FSU. Somebody's paying those people to say those type of things. I'm not really into the controversy or, I'm not, that's not my thing here. I'm more facts, X's and O's, what we see. But come on. Warchant, if you listen to Warchant, they would tell you that Jordan Travis couldn't throw the football from me to where I'm sitting to my computer that's right in front of me. That was literally their narrative. Their narrative was Jordan Travis couldn't complete a 5-yard pass. So who was lying? There's no way he's that terrible in practice and that much better on the field on game day. It's something deeper. It's something deeper than that. What do you think about the key pieces we need to hit on the portal? I still say, so in this offseason, I think Robert Scott's a building block, but it won't hurt to hit up that offensive line. It won't hurt to obviously to go after that offensive line in the portal. I would probably attack both trenches in the portal. I would go for after some defensive linemen too, if you could, because that defensive line needs a jolt. From somewhere, whether it's coaching or personnel, that defensive line needs a jolt. And I don't know. Other than that, if you can get a solid receiver, I guess, or I wouldn't say linebacker because I can't think of one JUCO linebacker that's ever made the transition and be successful. Usually, you're not going to find a legit linebacker in the JUCO ranks. I'd rather recruit that one than try to find a JUCO. I would go trenches, maybe a wide receiver or something. I don't think we need to touch quarterbacks. I would just mainly focus on the trenches, to be honest with you. Right, we're not in here for the moral victories, Jason, but it's good to see you. But we're not in here for the moral victories. But at the end of the day, you can't do nothing but be pleased about this offense. You definitely can't do nothing but be pleased about this offense. Defensively, we are what I thought we were. I told y'all this defense was bad, and I had no faith in it. And it just is what it is. Fire the AD. We shouldn't be the worst Florida school in football. Unacceptable. He said, Dennis says his chain got snatched tonight. It looks like it did. Travis gives us hope, but our defense kills any hope we got. That's Unfortunate. Now that's crazy. If they played Hornibrook, they could play anybody. Hornibrook literally had a maximum. Thank you. That's another thing, Jonathan. Hornibrook couldn't throw the ball 20 yards. But for whatever reason, they felt more comfortable with Hornibrook than they ever felt with Jordan Travis. Again, that goes back to my narrative that there was more to it than just the dude wasn't a good practice player. I don't have any proof on it, but there was something there, and I think they have lucked up. Mike Norvell now looks like a genius for playing Jordan Travis. Now he looks like a great offensive coach. But remember, he wanted to go with Rodemaker before he went with Jordan Travis, and he stuck with Blackman, though we knew Blackman was broken good since last year. I'm tired of seeing Corbin. I think Corbin's a solid third down type of back. You can use him in a short yardage, but Corbin's definitely the least talented out of the main three rotation backs we got. It's Webb, Toafili, who Toafili will eventually be better than Webb, but true freshman. But it's Webb, it's Toafili, and then Corbin. Bro, don't compare nobody to Dalvin Cook. There you go. I don't know why homie put Webb in the conversation with Cook, but they're not in the same stratosphere. Terry is hurt. Gimpy after the whistle. Terry's probably the stiffest wide receiver. Yeah, I can't even deny that. Terry definitely. Terry, I keep giving Terry a pass, and one of the reasons I keep giving Terry a pass because mentally, I don't believe Terry was here. Game one, grandma dies. I think it just messed up his whole psyche. And again, we all deal with death in different ways. A few weeks down the road, he's been better. He started coming on in the Jacksonville State game, and tonight he was pretty damn good. So we'll see. As long as Terry keeps improving, we'll be all right. What's up, Skyline Kid? How you doing? We Canes fans still here right now. Clemson is our kryptonite, but it's good that y'all Seminole fans are still up all right because it wasn't no different. What is you talking about? Bro, don't come in here with that. Y'all took a L, we took a L. The difference between our L and y'all's L, y'all thought y'all had a legit chance. I never really did. I told you the defense wasn't going to stop nobody. But offense kind of did what I expected to do. We still have a ways to go on offense. We still got some things to learn. But De'Aaron King was supposed to be a Heisman contender. Well, that all got shut down today. You still have people on the boards talking about our O-line being because they don't know football, Tyler. I've been debating these guys for the last 3 weeks. The first game I saw the difference in the offensive line. In the first game, I saw the difference. The reason why a lot of people didn't see the difference in the offensive line in the first game was James Blackman was so bad in that game. James Blackman literally left about 3 or 4 big plays on the field that wins that game. That's arguably 21 to 28 points on the board that James Blackman left. The first game of the season, I saw the difference in this offensive line. If you're still talking about the offensive line, go sit down somewhere. That is true. Jordan Travis, he's a little thin, and he runs. Jordan Travis don't look to slide. When he runs, he put his shoulder down. If he was bigger, it'd be great, but he's small and he runs like that. He definitely has to hold up. It is not a good track record of him holding up, so he has to hold up for sure. D-line might not be as bad as Fuller scheming them to be. It's the scheme that really pisses me off, Panama, because I don't think Fuller knows what he wants to run. Because you can't expect them to get better in the scheme if every week you're calling something different. We go from a 3-man front 1 week to this week we played more of a 3-3 stack, but every week we're playing something completely different on defense. How can you expect any kind of cohesiveness or guys to get better when they're constantly being played in different spots and out of position? What happened to this 4-2 that somebody was raving about? I haven't seen it. I also have an issue with wide receiver route running. Can't develop any QB. I agree with that. We need better route runners. Dugans might be on the hot seat too. because the wide receivers haven't looked great as a unit. I thought we would give Clemson a game though. That's what everybody thought. Actually, I mean, I sit here and tell you that I thought y'all would gave Clemson the game too. I thought it was going to be a good game. I still thought it was going to be a double-digit loss, but I thought it would have been competitive. Jameis was trash in practice. Everybody said Jameis was trash in practice. All I know is the man. What would Jameis go 29 and 1, a Heisman in the national championship? Correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe I'm off by a game or two right there, but I believe it's 29 or 28 and 1, Heisman, national champion, first college football playoff berth. But he was a trash practice player, though. Hey, Polk, them delusional Miami fans really thought they was going to beat Clemson. I'll let y'all talk about Miami in the chat. I'm not going to get out here and bash Miami because we got our own shit to worry about here at Florida State. Travis is a playmaker that everybody please will with. Travis is a playmaker that everybody please will with. I kind of get what you're saying. I don't get that last part, but yeah, he is a playmaker. Quincy Barnes says, bro, what? Not sure what he's asking me there. He said, that's crazy. We will upset NC State or NC. Decent play from Noel fans. Miami and Florida lose. It doesn't look like there's a good defense in the – I think Miami has the best defense in Florida, but Florida's defense doesn't look great at all either. I heard one of the commentators say Bobby Petrino said Jordan Travis was the future after Lamar. But yeah, we haven't played him in 2 years. What's going on, Mr. H? Polk, how losing to Notre Dame become a Miami discussion? Those fans sad. Plus FSU got to play Clemson too. You know, man, you know how it is. People want to talk they trash yellow. But yeah, you're right. That's why I ain't really talking much about it, but people want to talk about Miami taking that L. And I think that has a lot to do with the fact that y'all were so overly confident. Even my dog T2Y, who, usually is pretty good with the takes. T2Y came out here and said y'all was going to win 45-24 or something crazy like that. So y'all were kind of delusional with the projections. So that's why people are giving y'all a hard time. He said, let me ask, I could be blind, but didn't Notre Dame Okay, never mind. I might be blind, but didn't Notre Dame wide receiver look slow and they were still outrunning us? That front seven is slow. I'll say that. Leonard Water, y'all need to find out Leonard Water's Facebook and his Twitter handle and tell him to not show up next week. Just tell him to opt out. I agree with that, Mr. H. Corbin has he's got no shiftiness in his game. Kind of a straight line runner. Corbin ain't gonna make nobody miss like Webb and Toafili can. Travis threw for 241, ran for 100. Oh, he's talking about in the Garden and Gold game. Yeah. But that's what they were spewing on them other sites. On all them other sites, on all them other podcasts, if you listen to them, Jordan Travis couldn't throw the ball 5 yards. I think Dalvin Cook was the best running back in Florida. Dalvin Cook is one of the best running backs in college football history. And he's easily the Florida State's best running back of all time. Not to bash War Chant too bad, but do y'all ever notice they hardly ever have former players or program representatives on their shows for interviews to offer insight? A lot of their content is off base. I listen to them. There's some of the things that they do that I like. However, one of the things they do that I don't like is they have a love affair with Taggart. They like to bash him for whatever reason. And I'll let you guys determine your own reasoning for that. They love to bash Taggart, and they love to always bring up the fact that, well, this staff is doing stuff that the last staff didn't do. At the end of the day, guys, we're still 1-3. So why do they continuously bring that up? So I don't like that. But again, they get paid to do what they do. So anytime someone's paying you to do something, there's going to be an agenda involved. And they have an agenda that they're probably following, whatever that may be. Do you think it's more of a scheme or talent on offense? Oh no, defense. I think it's a little mix of both because I think they're look Warner. I don't care any scheme you run for Leonard Warner. He can't play. He can't play. I can arguably say the same thing about an Emmett Rice. But I've seen this defensive line be better than this. There's actual game footage of Marvin Wilson being a dog, of Corey Durden being a beast, of Robert Cooper being a monster. There's footage of that. And there's a lot of the problems with the defense is scheme. The defense is just playing. Yep. So I take it that Nazaldine. It looks like it. It looks like it don't. It don't look like Nazaldine's gonna play this year. Doesn't look like it. Yeah, definitely. Travis is gonna get himself hurt. He's gonna get himself hurt, but he runs with attitude. You gotta love. You gotta love it. You gotta love his heart. Polk bashed me. I took a bloody bath tonight. I'm sorry, Dennis. Not really. By the end of the game, our offensive guys were so beat up. Notre Dame just the better team. Obviously, they're the better team. That was the difference between this game and Miami game. Notre Dame was clearly more talented. Fair point there. Can they get some defensive player transfers on the team right now? Herb Street said FSU might give Clemson a problem. I don't see it. Again, unless this defense shows me a pulse, I don't see it. Offensively, I think we're an effective offensive team, even though that Clemson defensive line is an entirely different beast, as Miami found out tonight. That Clemson defensive line is a different monster, even though I think our offensive line is improving. Brett Venables is a different monster. But we don't have the defense to do anything with ETN and Trevor Lawrence. And now they're utilizing that 5-star quarterback that they got. I can't even pronounce his last name. Starts with a U, Yugal Manelli or whatever it is. Now they're starting to utilize him in like a Tebow type role because the kid's so freaking big that he just runs downhill on everybody. Clemson's going to be an issue. Clemson's going to be a problem. I'm not even going to act like Clemson, like we have a chance against Clemson, man. Unless we go into North Carolina and I see them shut North Carolina down, which I don't expect. So Clemson's going to be a different beast. What's up, Fitty Cuts? He says, real talk. They continue to bash him. If you listen to him, they still bash Taggart. And I think it's undeserved. Like move on. He's not here no more. Whether you liked him, whether you didn't like him, whether you think he should still be the coach, whether you don't, whatever. He ain't here. Move on. This is a legitimate statistic. Parker Grothos had more tackles than Marvin Wilson. That's sad. That is freaking sad. I wonder what Dalvin Cook would have been in that 2013 offensive line. I mean, you saw what Devontae Freeman was, and Devontae Freeman was a damn good running back. So imagine Dalvin Cook. Clemson had us on 6-month quarantine tonight. Just Lance, I think it's my first time seeing you, man. So welcome to the chant for the first time. This is my first time seeing you. By the way, before I continue, I got to say this, guys. Let's get me to I am right now 9 subscribers away from 500. Let's get me to 500 tonight. I got 72 people in the chat right now. My statistics tell me that 70% of the people, 70% of y'all that watch me aren't even subscribed to me. Come on, man. If you're watching me, if you're a Florida State fan, even if you're just a college football fan and you love watching college football stuff, man, hit the subscribe button. Let's get me to 500 tonight. I'm at 491 right now. Let's get us halfway to damn, that's a hard word to say. Get me halfway to monetization. Damn. Maybe some of this liquor I'm drinking. Get me halfway to being monetized, and let's get to 500 tonight, man. Let's get to 500. But I'm sorry. Let me go back to this. Just Lance. Again, this is my first time seeing you, so good to see you. Our O-line is much improved, but we still need to improve it. Obviously, the offensive line is still growing, and they're super young, but you can't deny the improvement. Travis provided that spark we need, and I admit I didn't always love him, but I do now. Some of that D is beyond. The D is bad. Your D is bad. I agree. Bag for life. Robert Scott did. True freshman Robert Scott held his own tonight. And that's how you know the offensive line is in good hands. That touchdown to Terry was such a perfect play call, Norvell. So smart. That was a good play. That was a good throw. Good run and catch. I wish he wouldn't have lost Pruitt to the scandal. Pruitt would have ended up leaving eventually, obviously, to be a head coach. But yeah. I believe we'll win 6 this year and hit that like. But Polk, I'm a ride or die, young fella. Yes, sir. Polk, who's on the schedule the next 4 games? How many you think we win? The next 4 games. Let's look up the next 4 games. So I know next week is North Carolina, and I think, and we'll look it up. Hold on. We're going to try to find it. I know next week is North Carolina for sure. I think that's followed by Louisville. I think. But I'm not positive. What the hell? This isn't what I want. So I'm going to try to find the schedule for us. And we'll see if we think Florida State can. Here we go. Here's the schedule. I'm about to bring it up right now. I don't know how well you guys can see that, so let me make it bigger. Here we go. So it's North Carolina, Louisville, Pitt, and NC State. North Carolina's gonna be Louisville is beatable. Louisville is terrible. Y'all saw what Georgia Tech did to Louisville. Georgia Tech put 46 up on Louisville. We can beat Louisville. I think we can beat Pitt. I think Pitt was losing last time I checked tonight. Maybe they may have ended up winning. I think they played Boston College. Let me check that one. Did anybody see the Pitt game? I think did Pitt end up winning that game or no? I'm trying to find it. I'm in the top 25. Let me go to the ACC. Pitt lost to Boston College. So Pitt's lost 2 games in a row. So Louisville, Pitt, NC State, man, all 3 of those teams are beatable. I think North Carolina's beatable because I don't think their offense is very good. But, you know, they're going to take a defensive effort to win some of these games. I've been telling you he ain't ready. I mean, it was good to see him. It was good to get him in there and get his hands on the ball. But Corey Wren is the weight room. He got to get in that weight room. Corey Wren is not ready to really be a focal point. But he did some good things, you know, which is all you can ask for. But Corey Wren isn't quite ready. And he doesn't look fast. Bruh. Terry, hold on. Harlem Nights, one of the all-time classics. Terry out here saying, bruh, try to say monetization. That is a tough word to say. That's a tough word to say. We beat Louisville. I think we beat Louisville. I think we can beat Pitt. I think we can beat NC State. We can. This season's not over by a long shot. With the offense coming along, man, we are where we can be. You know, we should be 2-2, but whatever. Baggy fan says, Walt Bell, thanks. At least you acknowledged my question. What was your question? I didn't see Baggy's question. Was he talking to me or was he talking to somebody? Let me see. I don't know. I didn't see the question up there, but it's all good. Our linebackers are freshmen, but our pass rush is nothing. Who do you think did play good on defense tonight? Good question, Jen. Who I thought played good? I thought Gaynor usually plays very solid. It's just that they use him so poorly. I thought Gaynor made his impact. I mean, he was the one that caused that fumble at the first play of the game. It was Gaynor. So Gaynor played a solid game. Asante played a solid game. I know he had the one bad series where he kind of got picked on there. I thought overall Asante played well. Shoot, man, that might honestly be it. It's hard to really find someone else that played good. outside of Gainer and Asante. Like, that's it. Like, who else? Who else is there really to talk about? So tonight I am drinking on some what is it? Oh, there it is. Some Jack Daniels Tennessee Honey. I drank this one straight. I figure why not? That's what I'm on. I'm on my whiskey tonight. The way the defense looks is not going to help us. All the teams that we play for the remainder of the season are beatable besides Clemson. Agreed wholeheartedly. If you can just beat the remainder of these teams, obviously Clemson's going to be whatever. That's going to be a daunting task. Everybody else, man. We need him bad. The sucky part about that is the only reason he's even interested. He's only interested us in for two reasons: baseball and Odell. And right now, I'm leaning towards getting Odell out of here. But we definitely need him. I just subscribed, Polk. Love listening to you because you tell the truth. Die hard FSU fan to the end. Thank you, Jonathan, man. Appreciate that. Let's hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. Yes, sir. Wait, let's not look down on our schedule. Start penciling and win yet. That's true. Absolutely, Renzo. There you go. Bring in some cool and steadiness to the chat. I like that. Definitely let's start talking about, oh yeah, we're gonna definitely beat Pitt and all these other teams. Absolutely. Especially if Jordan Travis is a liability for it because of an injury. Yeah, we think Purdy can be the future, but I mean Jordan Travis is showing us that he's doing it right now. You assume maybe a little bit of a step back if you have to go with Purdy. So we'll see how that definitely turns out. You think Norvell would make a defensive coordinator during the season? I doubt it. Because the reason you don't do it during the season because who you're gonna hire during the season? No other defensive coordinator is gonna quit their job and come over to Florida State in the middle of the season, right? You're not gonna do that. So during the season, no, I don't see them making that change during the season. Off season for sure. Wait, did Asante finish the game? He did get hurt. So Asante did get hurt, and it apparently was helped off the field there at the end of the game. So that's something to also watch going forward with Asante Samuel. Fuller might need to make defense simpler. I've only been calling for that from the jump, but for whatever reason, he's intent on running what he's intent on running. So good luck to Fuller. Hope you find a great job next year. Now, I'm not saying this would have made a difference in the game, but refs definitely missed some calls against Notre Dame. We always get pop in the middle. Travis wanted to come back in. Norvell and the trainers didn't want to risk further injury so bad. No point of rushing them. That's why they ended up just throwing Blackman out there. I kind of felt that way when I was watching the game. I felt like they're not going to put him back out there because if he is a little banged up, you're not going to risk him getting any more hurt. Who do you got next weekend, Lopez or Lomachenko? I got Loma. Not because I don't think Lopez is good. I think he's real good, but he's real young. I just think he's maybe not ready for Lomachenko right now. So I got Lomachenko. Wait a minute. I just looked up Memphis from last year. Fuller as their DC. They gave up 30 points 5 times last year. Yeah. That was the knock on Fuller when they hired him. Was that he didn't really do much with Memphis last year. Yeah, it's not strong at all. You can just drink it straight. Solid, it's smooth. That's why I'm sipping on it. Just joined the live. Wasn't able to watch the game. How did the offense look? Well, John, offense looked pretty good. I think everybody would agree that the offense was moving. It was in sync. It was in rhythm. We had a few missteps, but that's to be expected. We had I think we had a second and short that ended up. No, it was a third and short. Or maybe it was a second and short. I don't remember. But we had a second and short that ended up turning into like a second and long because we had a true freshman lineman with the false start. And we had some mistakes. And you're going to have those mistakes. On offense, we're playing a ton of young guys. Offensive line, Again, we have two freshmen on the O line and a sophomore. You got freshman running backs, sophomore running backs, a sophomore quarterback. Our offense is extremely young. There's going to be miscues and missteps, but overall, I thought the offense did enough. Offense did enough to make this a game. The defense played like uh who the defense played like? The defense played like the little giants. Purdy, Altmaier, Travis, QB company is going to be fun to watch. I definitely agree. Skyline, 100% agree. Our successful defense had some complete morons playing, but the defense was so simple. Basically, go hit the guy. That's all you got to do. Travis was hurt in the beginning of the season. I don't buy to that. That was another narrative that everybody was putting out. Oh, the reason they didn't play Jordan Travis is because he was hurt. If Jordan Travis was so hurt, why did he play against Georgia Tech? Why did they run packages for him against Georgia Tech? Why did he start the game? Not at quarterback, but remember, game 2 against Miami, Jordan Travis was in there from the first play. They were running the whole offense. That first drive was schemed around Jordan Travis. They put him out wide. They put him in the backfield. So for a guy that's hurt, how do you come up with an entire game plan for him in the Miami game? If he's hurt, don't play him. But he's played every game this season. So he's not hurt. Or was hurt, in my opinion. Yeah, he was hurt crap. Because if he was hurt, he shouldn't have been playing. They just didn't see him as the future quarterback of this team. I think that was the deal with that. Norvell should have tried to chase down Jim Levitt. The run game got better last year once he was hired. Norvell was just trying to get a DC. He was trying to get his boy from Georgia. That's true. We did great on fourth down to surprise me. Our defense, they scored using the same play like on three. They ran the same counter run a million times and gashed us for yards after yards after yards, Tyler. If the defense was that simple, then anybody could play it up. Did you know how many yards Terry had? It seemed like he had a lot of catches. Let me look it up. We'll look at let's go over the stats. Let me look up the stats real quick. We'll definitely hit that up. FSU loses 42-26. Come on. Okay. So, for some reason, the stats aren't. What the? So the stats aren't loading on this right now. Maybe I pull it up on the computer. Hold on, let me see. Yeah, because the stats are not pulling up, which is ridiculous. Come on, where? I hate when technology doesn't want to work. All right, here we go. Florida State statistics. No, this is for the season. I want for the game, damn it. I hate ESPN. I hate it. Box score. Okay, here we go. Man, where are the stats at? They're not even showing the stats on the computer. Okay, well, for whatever reason, the stats aren't loading up on the ESPN's website right now. So I don't know. I don't have the stats right now. Do you know Brandon Jennings will start? He has to start next year. He has to. It's starting to get dark in here. Alexa, turn on room light 1. All right, there we go. I'm very confident in the run game. Mixture of option and spread brings the nice. Yep, that's exactly what it is. An option, triple option type RPO spread attack. This is a mouthful to say, but that's really what the offense is. Norvell found JT on accident. That's what I'm saying. That's my narrative. All that bullshit about him being hurt and can't throw. All that junk turned out to be a lie, in my opinion. But whatever. Defensive line don't bull rush or use the hands most of once they get anyone blocked. They don't know how to fight off. They can't. They are terrible at shedding blocks. They are terrible at shedding the blocks. Let me try to find. Let me go to like Bleacher Report or something. See if I can find the stats. ESPN's website is down or something. They're not pulling up any stats for this game. They got the scoring summary, but they're not. Here we go. Here we go. All right. So here are the stats, guys. Jordan Travis was 13 for 24, 204, one touchdown, one interception. He was sacked twice. Jordan Travis ran for 96 yards, which, because in college they count sacks as runs, so that took away from his running attempt. Webb ran for 59 yards on 13 carries. Jay Sean only carried the ball twice. Toafili carried the ball 3 times. Corbin had 9 yards. Toafili had 8 yards. Terry had 9 receptions, 146 yards, and 1 touchdown on 12 targets. Toafili was your second highest guy with only 1 reception for 31 yards. And that's the thing we need to get. I want to see. They threw the ball to Ja'Kai Douglas. I want to see more Ja'Kai Douglas, more Jordan Young. Outside of Tamarion Terry, they didn't really target any. Now, Cam McDonald was targeted 4 times, but he only had 1 catch. But they didn't target anybody else other than Terry and Toafili more than 3 times. Amari Gaynor led the team in tackles, and he had a forced fumble. Emmett Rice was second. Gant had 6. Miko saw some burn tonight. Asante had 1 pass defense. Marvin had all of 1 tackle. Leonard Warner had no solo tackles. Those are your stats. I don't know if y'all saw it, but it seemed like Kando was still nursing his injury tonight, had multiple times. If that's the case, take Kando out the game. But I didn't see it. Terry's numbers, there you go. Terry, there's a guy on 247 right now complaining about the O-line. Tyler, they're going to keep doing it. I think half of them are trolling. There's a lot of people who claim to be FSU fans that come on here just to be negative. I get them every day in my comments. They say they're FSU fans, but they have nothing positive to say ever. And I get it. We're down. There's not a lot of positive things to say. But let's be realistic. O-line ain't the issue. And if you're complaining about the O-line still, then it's because you're choosing to complain about the O-line. Kando looked bad. How can you complain about the O-line in this game? All the things to be upset about. The offensive line is the last thing you should have been upset about. Did you ever talk Woodbay? We talked about him. There wasn't much to talk about. He was bad. Bad angles. Woodbay is a player that I think a lot of the Florida State fans really want to like, because I remember Woodbay was the guy that when Taggart took over, Woodbay said Florida State was his dream school, and everybody was like, well, why didn't Jimbo offer a 5-star out of California a scholarship? So everybody wants to love Lars Woodbay. I think, and I don't want to really harp on the last staff, I think the last staff did this guy a disservice in transforming his body. I think they made him gain too much weight, because Woodbay legit plays at about a 220 plus. I think Woodbay gained too much weight to be playing the position he plays. That's why I said move Woodbay to where Gaynor's playing. Move Gaynor down a level to pass rusher, and put somebody that's faster up at the safety spot. But right now, Woodbay is constantly out of position. He's just not fast enough to make plays. He looks slow. And maybe it would serve Woodbay better to play more in the box type of a safety. Hell, maybe even linebacker at this point. I don't know. Woodbay just looks out of place on this defense. He doesn't look fast enough to be playing. He's definitely regressed. Toafili ran a great route to get open and got a chance to go back and watch it. He got something. Toafili ran a couple good routes. He had one where he dropped the pass, but again, that's a true freshman who I'm not going to get on. I'd much rather have that guy out there than a senior doing those type of things. Woodbay is going to be not Woodbay. I'm sorry, Toafili is going to be special. I think so too. I think Toafili's got you got some special things from Toafili. Um, Again, we still talk about the quarterbacks, the offensive line, a guy like Robert Scott and Maurice Smith. I mean, those are your building blocks on this offensive line for the future. Imagine if you can let we got Rod Orr coming in. Imagine if somehow you could get a Marius Mims. Like the offensive line is gonna be set for the future. Yeah, Woodbay is too slow to be at safety. That's his issue. Yeah, Toafili looked good on that route. He just got popped right when he caught it and dropped it. It happens. Right. It happens. And he's a young player. He'll be okay. People freaking out over a freshman screwing up. That's because we don't have any realistic fans. I tend to believe, quite honestly, guys, everybody in here right now that listens to me on a frequent basis, on a routine basis, all the guys that I pretty much know by name in the comments that I see all the time, the Tylers, No Blooded, Rose, I can go on and on. Bobby, I see like a lot of these guys, Sniper Gang, all of these guys that I usually see here on the Walt Bell. I believe you guys are rational fans. You guys get in here. We talk rational football half the time. We understand. We seem to understand the game. Understand that there's a growth process and build on. I got people calling for a youth movement, and then when a freshman makes a mistake, oh, get him out the game. He's freaking trash. Well, damn it, you can't have it both ways, right? We know our we know our seniors are bad. We know we have some bad seniors. Me personally, I don't want to see, like off the bat, Warner, Emmett Rice, and Bavion Johnson are three seniors I don't want to see play another down. We're going to see them. You're either going to ride with those guys or you're going to go with the youth movement. Understand, if you go with the youth movement, there are going to be mistakes. The whole purpose of the youth movement is for them to make those mistakes in game to learn from them and get better. The problem is you can't have a center making freshman mistakes. That makes no sense to me. I can let Thomas Schrader play in Bavion Johnson's place because he's going to make the same false start penalties as a redshirt senior does. We got to start being realistic, guys. If you want to call for the youth movement, which I'm 100% down for, understand what comes with the youth movement. Mistakes, missed tackles, penalties. Those things come. Young players are going to do those. The problem is when Lars Woodbay is getting a personal foul on the sideline where he could have just not even touched the quarterback. Those are the plays that I'm done with. From seniors and juniors, and I'm done with those. Third and 4 year players, get out of here. I can rock with I'm not willing to rock with seniors and juniors making those same mistakes. I didn't watch much of the Bama game, but I saw Ole Miss kept it close, and then Bama kind of pulled off at the late. Lane Kiffin is going to be doing some things down there. They're going to have an offense. The state of Mississippi is going to have offense. Mike Leach and Lane Kiffin down there at Ole Miss. I didn't expect Ole Miss to score. I mean, Jimbo didn't put up those kind of points against Bama, so that was impressive. But Bama's Bama. And to me, Bama looks like the best team in the country right now. I mean, Clemson had a little bit to say about that tonight. But to me, Bama looks like the team. Georgia's defense is by far the best defense in the nation. They have a legit defense. Yes, sir, bro. You know me. You come in here with me, I'm giving you 100% truth. No chaser. That's just what I do. Youth movement is going to come with problems. Toafili is going to have a drop. Ooh, but people are irrational. Some people can't be satisfied. And quite frankly, the freshmen that I have seen this year have played damn better than most of the upperclassmen in their same position groups. Robert Scott has played better then probably Robert Scott to me has played better than Darius Washington. And Washington's only a redshirt freshman, but Robert Scott seems to have played better than him. You go to other freshmen. Well, Maurice Smith is a better football player than Bavion ever thought about being. Toafili's better than Jay-Sean Corbin. Steven Dix is better than both of those two linebackers that in the same position group as him. I'm done with him too. I'm done with him. Did he? See, I didn't watch that game. Leach only scored 2 points against Kentucky. Oh, man. I thought after what he did against LSU, but then again, Missouri did beat LSU today too. I didn't know Mike Leach only put up 2 points against Kentucky. And that's a guy who we should have gave real consideration to. Mark Stoops is the guy we should have gave real consideration to. I'm not saying I'm done with Norvell or anything like that, but I think Mark Stoops has this defense where it needs to be. How do you only score 2 points against Kentucky? What is going on, Mike Leach? Ole Miss is doing their thing, that's for sure. So can't be mad at that. I'm trying to look at some of these scores right now. I had no idea it was that bad. What is that? Oh. All right, let's talk about some of these scores. Bama put 63 up on Ole Miss, but Ole Miss put up 48. Tennessee got whopped by Georgia, 44-21. That game was actually close for like a half or something. Tennessee actually was close for a while. Jimbo still has the Gators number. They win 41-38. Arkansas gets screwed against Auburn. If you didn't see that, man, Arkansas got screwed against Auburn. LSU goes down to Missouri and loses. How the mighty have fallen there. South Carolina puts up 41 on Vanderbilt. And yeah, Mississippi State scored 2. KJ Castillo threw 4 picks. That is crazy on them SEC scores. Wow. I wouldn't have guessed that in a million years. I wouldn't have guessed that in a million years. They don't have a very good defense either, but they have an elite offense. You can't argue Florida has an elite offense. Georgia and Bama is next week. Uh-oh. How are you doing, lover man? I think this is my first time seeing you in here. Hit that like button and subscribe to that channel, boss. I'm 2 away from 500, guys. So again, if you're not subscribed, all I'm asking, just get me to 500. We are at 498 right now. We are almost halfway to monetization. Man, there I go with that word again. Hold on though. Bama and Georgia. That's gonna be. I think Georgia's defense is legit. I think Bama probably has their number though, because as legit as Georgia's defense is, their offense is. I think Bama's gonna score. I would give the edge to Bama as of right now. Wait, so hypothetically, let's say last season Nick Saban wanted to start over and he came to FSU. How many wins we get? Would the talent evaluation be the same? I think Nick Saban could have. Who knows? The team would be better than it is, for sure. How many wins we get? Let's see. What did we win? We won 6 games last year. With Nick Saban, we don't blow the Boise State game. We don't blow the Virginia game. I'm gonna say 3-game improvement. I'm gonna say we'd be a 9-win team with Nick Saban, and that's being because those are the three games off the top: Boise State, Virginia, and Wake Forest games we shouldn't have lost, and we did lose. With Nick Saban, I say we don't lose those games. Don't nobody need to declare for the draft from Miami. Really, y'all was saying Bubba Bolden was a first rounder, and come on, Dennis, don't be like that on your team. Have faith in your boys. Y'all played the best, if not y'all played one of the top 3 teams in the country between Clemson, Bama, in Georgia. I mean, come on. Yeah, LSU is not looking hot this year at all. Oh, hold on. I missed. I'll be rooting for GA. Roll Tide. Oh man, love it, man. You a Georgia, Alabama fan? What happened to DeKalen Brooks? DeKalen Brooks is exactly where he should be. Even though at this point you could argue, why not? Let's put DeKalen out there and see what he can do. But I don't think DeKalen is going to be any much of an improvement, quite frankly. Tennessee's QB is garbage. Yeah, that was the difference in that game to me. Tennessee, they get a better quarterback. I think they have an offensive line and a defense that can compete in that SEC. Their quarterback is not really that good. I think UGA get the dub. Okay. I've been sub since Tech beat y'all. Well, thank you for reminding me of that, lover man. Go Jackets. Florida probably has the best offense in the league. It just runs so smooth. But yeah, Florida's got an elite offense for sure. Oh, how in the hell 3 Florida teams lose in the same day? Because Florida's defense sucks, our defense sucks, and y'all ran into a legit juggernaut that I was trying to tell y'all that Clemson wasn't no joke, but it is what it is. UGA defense against Bama's offense is going to be very fun. That's going to be the matchup. Me and you even said Mike Leach's offense is not going to work in the SEC. Yeah, and I let that first game, Sniper. I let that first game cloud my judgment because I said it. Like you said, I said before the season, I said the Mike Leach offense ain't going to work in the SEC. It's not going to translate well. Then he went out there and put 44 up on LSU, which now isn't looking like much of a feat when you see what Missouri just did to LSU. But I let that LSU game go, damn, well, maybe he can do something. And every game since then, that offense has gotten worse. So back to my original thoughts on that. The Mike Leach stuff ain't going to work in the SEC. I don't trust Georgia's quarterback. Right. That's the thing. I don't know if Georgia's offense can beat Bama. Can Georgia put up enough points to beat Bama, even though I think their defense is for real? That's all I need, man. 2 more subscribers, folks. Get me to that 500. We almost there. 1 more subscriber, guys. I'm at 499. We almost there, baby. I think next year will be an awesome one. I think offense is going to continue to grow throughout the year. We have to get our defense fixed. I just subscribed and I'm a Notre Dame fan. Thanks, K Chaps, and congratulations on y'all's win tonight. Y'all's offensive line is like legit. You got legit O-line. Legit O-line. Hold on, I lost my spot. Kellen Brooks did have the highest grade out of the linebackers. Yeah, but on how many snaps, though? LSU, the next FSU. Hopefully that trend continues because if I'm not mistaken, we open the season next year with LSU. So that trend need to go ahead and continue. So I would really not want to get embarrassed by LSU next year. Clemson's players so much bigger than Miami's players. Clemson's recruiting at an elite level. I want to see what FSU's linebackers do in practice. They keep coaches putting Rice and Warner. I don't know, man. That's the frustrating part. How bad do our backers have to be? Like, I know Dix is a true freshman. I know we got some other freshmen, and maybe they're just not completely ready to start. But man, the 2 guys we got are bad. I drunk some of the BS Kool-Aid, and I have the bad hangover to reality. Hopefully, we bounce back. It happens, CJ. We all drink the Kool-Aid every now and then. No, absolutely. I don't think Bama's defense is that great this year. Obviously, you saw Ole Miss rack up a ton of yards, but I think Ole Miss has a better offense than Georgia. So I don't know if Georgia can put up the points they're going to need that Bama's offense can put up. So the legit defense versus legit offense is going to be the matchup. History says good defenses beat good offenses. So we'll see. We play LSU in 2 years. It's in 2 years? I thought we opened up with them next year. Pretty sure we open with Notre Dame next year. Do we? Huh. Miami still has a shot at making the ACC championship game, so don't throw in the towels. Well, yeah, Miami. I mean, yeah, even with this loss, you guys still, you already got Florida State out the way. I guess you don't play Notre Dame this year. So if you're a Miami fan, your biggest worry is going to be probably North Carolina. Because a lot of these other teams are nothing to write home about. Pitt, who everybody was so hyped on Pitt's not looking good. You already beat Louisville, which everybody was so hyped on. Louisville has been terrible ever since the Miami game. So they definitely didn't deserve any of that praise. UNC is probably the only game Miami has to worry about. So we do open with Notre Dame next season. Revenge game, damn it. AK chaps, it's a revenge game next year. We're going to whoop that ass. LSU plays UF, South Carolina, Auburn, Bama, Arkansas, A&M, Ole Miss, and the rest of the year. That's tough. That's going to be tough. They're going to lose to Florida. They're going to lose to Bama. I'm going to say A&M beats them. I'm going to say, any team with the offense right now, I think, can beat LSU. So I'm looking at LSU maybe getting 2 wins at a remainder. Like South Carolina and Arkansas, maybe the only 2 teams that I see LSU can beat. That's going to be tough. No blood got to come in with the shots. Miami is done. Hey, no blooded, remind me something. How many ACC championships has Miami won? We have no pass rush. LSU is set at quarterback for years. That's not including Arch Manning. If he comes, Arch Manning is a couple years away. You say they're set at quarterback. I don't think they're happy with the quarterback they got right now. Notre Dame game next year was supposed to be on Labor Day, but it was moved up a day. Okay. Are you serious? Miami don't play Notre Dame? Yeah, Miami does not play Notre Dame. That's what I'm saying. Miami got it easy. The only thing they really got to worry about is they got to worry about North Carolina, I think. So they still got a pretty good schedule going forward. So Miami can still be in the ACC championship. Not throwing the towel, but damn, we wiping the blood off the towel. Once we get Marvin Wilson and the rest of the starting defensive line out of here, we might have a chance to be decent again. That's coming from Super Creech. If the defense play any type of good to score, if our defense could just have a pulse, our defense was dead. They weren't even breathing tonight. If we could just show the pulse. There you go. Nobody let you know. He always remind y'all how many ACC championships y'all got. If our defense could just have a pulse, I don't want to hear this guy's name anymore. Marvin Wilson, who is that guy? I tell you who he's not. He's not in the same league as Corey Simon or Timmy Jernigan or Darnell Dockett or Travis Johnson or Everett Dawkins. I can keep going. Lawrence Stample. I can just keep naming defensive tackles over the years because Derek Nandi, he's not in the league of none of these guys. Eddie Goldman. I'm done with Marvin. Done with Marvin. Hit that like button, folks. As always, you tuned in to 863 Seminole TV, and it's your host, Polk. We doing the post-game talk on Florida State, Notre Dame. Overall, I thought it was a good showing by the offense, atrocious showing by the defense, but it is what it is. And good news, folks, I just got up to 500 subscribers, so we're halfway there. Thanks to everybody in the chat. Again, always, guys, thanks for the support. I appreciate it. Halfway to 1,000. We are growing this community, and I'm excited for it. Marvin Wilson, first round my ass. I agree. DeMarcus Walker was more of a defensive end, but he's not in his league either. Broderick Bunkley, forgot about Broderick Bunkley. He's not in Broderick Bunkley's league either. Now, we can keep naming guys. Let's go. Keep naming them, Florida State fans. Keep Bud Thacker. He ain't as good as Bud Thacker, Marvin. It's ridiculous, man. Late in the game, we had some poor execution to finish off the drives. We started passing more. I agree. I think Norvell. We would run the ball to get into the red zone, and for whatever reason, Norvell would want to pass the ball. I don't know if he's trying to work on some things in the red zone, in-game type of situations. There's a chance he's looking at this season. Now, I'm just trying to think of it from a coaching perspective. There's a chance that he's looking at it and he's going, are we really in the position to win this game? No. Let me see. If we get the touchdown, great. We're in it. If not, I still want to kind of work on some things, in-game type situation for Jordan Travis and these receivers to kind of get in the rhythm. But I agree. I thought they should have stuck with the running game down in the red zone, and they got away from it. I feel good about 6 win this year tonight. I agree. I agree. I agree, Panama, for sure. Like he said, Broderick Bunkley. One thing I liked about tonight is we competed. We competed all game. We didn't quit. We didn't stop. We competed. Especially offensively. Offensively, those guys were always engaged, always involved. Those guys were trying to win that football game. I want to say the defense competed, but it doesn't look like we competed, in my opinion. Defense just looked bad. Defense just looked terrible, man. The nose defense was out. They don't have heart, no talent, no nothing. All the D had to do was show up, Samuel. All they had to do was show up. It seems like our defensive tackles get wore down faster than any defensive line that I've watched. Everybody saying congratulations. Thank you for the 500 subscribers, guys. Once we know we're running on defense, then we could be good. I'm confused on the defense scheme. If you're confused, Raymond, I'm confused. That's been my entire point about Fuller. I don't know what Fuller's trying to run. I don't think his players know what he's trying to run. And because I don't even know what type of defense we're trying to be, you see the results. Fuller's got to go. Fuller must go. DeMarcus Christmas, Odell Hagens, Ron Simmons. Yep, I already said Corey Simon, Eddie Goldman. But Wilson's not in any of these guys' leagues. James said, I was trying to get you off that drug you were on, talking about how great Marvin was. I got 3 years of tape of Marvin Wilson being a damn good defensive tackle. I don't know what's going on with him this year, but I got 3 years of good tape on Marvin Wilson. Now I know. Look, I'm not going to defend him for anything that's happening this year. I'm done with him because he's not showing up at all. But I still got 3 years of good tape on him. So I had a reason to be high on him. He's proven me wrong, but I had a reason to be high. No leadership. There's no leadership on or communication on that defense. When I watch that defense before the snap, nobody's pointing anything out. Nobody's communicating. That all starts with the heart of your defense, which is your linebackers. Our linebackers don't communicate. That's one of the biggest glaring issues on this defense is there's no communication. I agree with that, no-blooded. This is Norvell's year to see who he can count on when the times get hard. But to be honest, some of those pass plays in the red zone were good calls, just poor execution. As a head coach, though, you got to recognize that. Yeah, but that's that, and that goes back to my point, Tyler. Is I think he's trying to put those guys in some situations and in-game situations for them to execute. That call to Terry was a good play. The pass was a little high, but I think Terry's got to come down with that. Blackman seems like a good leader, but when he plays, he's way too emotional. Blackman's a great teammate. You can see it on the sidelines. Blackman's a great teammate, but I don't want to see him on the field anymore. Rudy was better than Marvin Wilson. Darnell Dockett, yes, sir. Darnell Dockett, one of my favorite FSU players of all time. Black is an awesome teammate. He's always been that, though. We just don't want to see him on the field no more. I don't think anybody in the chat or any FSU fan hates hates James Blackman or think he's a bad kid or anything. I think we all root for him and wanted him to be great because he has such a likable personality, but he's just not a very good football player. Great teammate though. Yeah, he sucks too. That's what happened to him. Trash. The whole defensive tackle room is garbage. Did any of them play tonight? Fuller don't. I said that Fuller don't even know what he's trying to run. How the players gonna know? He's got to go. The D couldn't close the horseshoe for a sack. Had chances on, but the O line, damn, they look better. That offensive line is legit for Notre Dame. I will give them that. But even against Jacksonville State, FSU's defensive line didn't get much penetration. So I can't playing a legit offensive line in Notre Dame. Yeah, they weren't going to be very effective at all. If he's going to play not to get hurt, then he doesn't need to play. Doesn't make sense. If you were going to come in and play not to get hurt, then you should have just opted out, or you should have just went to the NFL after last season. That's ridiculous. I'm not saying you're wrong or anything. That's a ridiculous mindset. You can never play the game of football not to get hurt. The wideouts did not help Travis when he was scrambling. On Todd Pope, I thought there were some plays where the wideouts should have scrambled with the quarterback, and they just kind of stood there and watched him. And I think that's something that comes with the scrambling quarterback is sometimes you get caught up watching a guy when you should be getting open for a guy because you just expect him to make the first two guys miss and run. But I did see those plays you're talking about where the wideouts didn't scramble with the quarterback and try to get open, find the hole in the defense. I think the defensive line needs to play one gap. I've been saying that from the jump, Anthony. Stop trying to stunt with the defensive tackles. Stop trying to shift them and all that other BS. One gap penetration, control your gap, and everything else will work itself out. That's what I've been saying, but they don't do that. They still stunt Marvin Wilson from the left to the right and so on and so on. Some NFL teams need to draft black men, encourage people on the sidelines. But the run was working to get down in the red zone. So I know, I agree. I said that. I agree. The run was working. In hindsight, yeah, you look at it and you go, they should have just stuck with the run. The run was super effective. I'm just saying, just looking at it from a different perspective, maybe Norvell wanted to call a few wrinkles to see how his team would execute in that situation. It's not necessarily an excuse. It's just kind of what it is. This is a young offense that's continuing to grow, and they need to put themselves in positions, or the coaching staff might want to put them in positions to see how they respond to certain type of, because you can't just be one-dimensional. Yeah, we ran all the way down there, but what do you think inside the 10-yard line, a team, or inside the 20, a team's going to do? They're going to put 9 people in the box. A passing threat would be nice. I don't want to see Chuba unless we need to. Unless we absolutely need to. I've seen enough from Jordan Travis to know that that's my quarterback going forward. I don't need to call for Chuba anymore. Let Chuba get healthy. Let him develop. Let him get ready to really take the reins. That when Chuba comes in, then that's when the offense needs to kick it up another gear. If you bring in Chuba now, then you're going to have to dial it back a little bit, I believe. The day you bring in Chuba Purdy is the day that offense takes the next step. Not regresses, but takes the next step. I don't need to see Chuba right now. I'll wait to see Chuba. I have to disagree, Todd. We don't need to rush Chuba. Oh, see, Raymond's just saying what I just said. There you go. Sorry, I meant FSU O-line looked better than FSU's defense. The O-line has been better than the defensive line all year. Defense lacks a lot of speed. Agreed, Todd. Hell, they can't run one gap or two. They can't. Exactly. You're absolutely right, James. They can't run a one gap, a two gap. Did they play tonight? Did they play tonight? They didn't play tonight. That's the play. Norvell needs to call his buddy. Because let's be honest. That's Kirby Smart's defense over there in Georgia anyway. I think most people will agree with that. Kirby Smart's a defensive mastermind. I completely believe that. That's Kirby Smart's defense. Norvell needs to call his buddy because they are friends. That Georgia's defensive coordinator used to coach defense under Norvell before. He needs to call him and he needs to get him over to FSU if it's possible. He was able to get Dillingham from Auburn. I'm hoping he could do the same. That should be the play. That should definitely be the play. The defense had a hard time of defending the crossing routes because our linebackers can't cover space, Todd. That's why. Our linebackers are terrible in coverage. They're terrible at run stop. Our linebackers are terrible. So the middle of the field is constantly open against Florida State, whether it's the run game or the pass game. Our linebackers are bad. Nathan C., what's up? I think it's the first time I'm seeing you here. I could be wrong, but either way, thank you for tuning in and dropping your comment. Do you think Travis is long-term option at starter, considering he's a sophomore, or do you expect Chuba to take over in a year or two? Chuba doesn't need to take over unless he absolutely is better and needs to. I think Jordan Travis is still growing as a quarterback. This is a great problem to have. It's okay that Jordan Travis is still young and is going to continue to get better. It's okay that Chuba Purdy is young, is going to continue to get better. This is a great problem to have, in my opinion. The day you put Chuba Purdy in is the day you feel like Jordan Travis has maximized his potential. He can't get any better, and maybe the offense has stalled because of that. That's the day you move on to Purdy and go, well, Purdy's going to take us to the next level. Very similar. Now, this is a little different because EJ got drafted, but it's very different, very similar to EJ Manuel and Jameis Winston. EJ had the exact same team that Jameis had, but you saw the limitations with EJ's offense and Jameis's offense. There was no limitations when Jameis Winston took over. That similar situation. The only difference is, like I said, EJ went pro and Jameis took over. But I think if Jameis would have played as a true freshman, FSU could have won in 2012 and 2013. Chubby don't need to start right now. Right. Of course not. We good. We are okay. I think Marv Wilson came back to fulfill a promise he made to his mom's grandmother graduating from college. It's crazy to risk your draft stock following. See, it's the thing with that, Panama. I commend the man for wanting to get his degree. But the reason I'm not here to defend Marv, but this is why I'm all in on Adam Fuller getting the hell out of here. The guy, the whole entire defense has regressed under Adam Fuller. It wasn't great last year, but at least last year, defensive line played decent last year. Marvin Wilson graded out extremely high last year. So did Corey Durden, and those guys have been non-existent this year. So is it the players or is it the coaching staff? How do you go from being a first-round pick last year to, people are like, you're a third or fourth-round pick the way you've been playing this year. It's on Fuller to me. Has any of the defense? No. I know Marv. I think Marv has 1 sack on the year. I think Fabian Lovett has a sack on the year. And maybe Gaynor has 1 sack on the year. I think that's it. We can't rush the passer to save our lives. What happened to the big defensive tackle? They haven't been playing them. So the defensive tackle rotation has, for the most part, has been Cooper, Lovett, Durden, and Marv. I haven't seen Jared Jackson. That's his name. I haven't seen him. If anybody has seen him, let me know. But I haven't seen him. I'm impressed with the offensive line. Can't wait till next year when we get the DN. We're gonna thank God we getting Chambry Jackson because we need him. I agree. JT is the QB going forward. Save Chuba, coach him, get him ready. But for now, right? That's the thing. Like I remember when it used to be, you didn't expect a quarterback to play till he was a junior. But now with the new offenses and the new way of college football, if you don't play the young guys, they're going to transfer out because nobody wants to sit and be coached up and learn anymore. But I remember where you didn't even play a quarterback till he was a redshirt junior almost. That was just the norm. Now everybody wants to play from the jump. If that is it, so be it. If Chuba wants to transfer because he's not getting playing time, at the end of the day, there's no need to rush Chuba Purdy. Just to put him out there. If Chubby starts, Travis, So before we finally got to see Jordan Travis at quarterback, I was saying that they should move him because it never made sense to me how you say the guy can't throw. You say he can't throw, but he's still playing quarterback. We'll move him to a different position. But at this point, no, there's no need to move Jordan Travis to any other position. Give me Harlan. I'll take Harlan Barnett back in a minute, Tyler. I think that's his game. I agree with you, James, but that's just he's got that in him. He doesn't know how to slide yet. He wants to. He thinks he's Tim Tebow. He doesn't want to slide. True Thompson has one. Okay, so True's been in the rotation. I haven't seen much of True Thompson, but I didn't know he had a sack. So good for True Thompson. Yeah, it's my first time, LOL, and I agree totally. I like what I saw from Travis. I don't see why he can't lead FSU to a few. He can. If the defense shows up, Jordan Travis can get us a few wins until whoever is ready. But again, I still think Jordan Travis is improving. So as long as he's improving, I keep him as the starter. We saw Warren Thompson tonight. He actually caught one ball, one pass. Whatever happened to the transfer linebacker from Purdue? So he got kicked off the team. Man, we could have used Chandler Jones. Oh, my God, we could have used Chandler Jones, guys. It sucks that guy got kicked off the team, the linebacker from Purdue, because there's no way he's as bad as the two guys we got out there now. So he got kicked off the team before the season started. He was a walk-on anyway, so he wasn't a scholarship guy. He walked on from Purdue to Florida State, and right now, holy crap, I forgot all about Chandler Jones. We could use him right now. They might want to bring him back. Question: do you think there was a disconnect between Fuller, Odell, and other defensive coaches, thus having players out of position and not making plays? I think Fuller has a system that he wants to run. Because I can't understand it, right? I can't. Coaches come in and they say things like, we adapt to the players. We don't make the players adapt to us. But then you see the on-field product, and I'm watching Gaynor play out of position. I'm watching Woodbay play out of position. I'm watching Janarius Robinson be ineffective. I'm watching Leonard Warner and Emmett Rice be ineffective. And I'm saying to myself, why not move Gaynor to rush the passer? Let's move Woodbay down in the box. Let's move a Raymond Woody or a Brandon Gant at the other safety spot. Why can't we do those things? Why is our defensive coordinator not willing to make that adjustment? I don't know what's going on between the coaches there, but there's obviously something off, whether that's between the coaches, the scheme. There's something off, and that we got to fix it. We got to find the remedy for that. Do you think we'll get Nasruddin back this year? I don't. To me, it doesn't look like Nasruddin's going to suit up. I'm watching Nasruddin on the sidelines. I don't know if anybody else was, but he looks healthy. He doesn't look hurt. He's not limping. He doesn't have a boot on or a knee brace on or a cast on. Nasruddin looks healthy. I just don't think Nasruddin's going to play this year. Can't say I necessarily blame him. We could damn sure use him though, because he'd basically be the best linebacker / safety on the team. Nasruddin would be everywhere. It hurts not having Travis J out there too with his injury. So we're missing some key injuries. Keep doing your thing, Polk. I'm about to go clap. Hey, that's what I'm talking about, Bobby. Go clap them cheeks, dog. I got to keep it friendly, but go do your thing, Bobby. We need Orr Mims. Yeah, we got Orr. It'd be a huge get if we could get a Marius Mims. Fuller thinks, I don't know what Fuller thinks. If the defense would have showed the same effort as the offense, we would have, if not won, we're definitely in the game. We're definitely in the game. 4th game of the year, no excuses for the defense. None. No excuses for them. Defense something's got to change. Defensively, something has to change. And I haven't seen Adam Fuller even being willing to make a change on the defense. I don't see adjustments being made. The defense is the one part of the entire team that I can't wrap my mind around what I'm seeing. Not in a million years did you ever think a Florida State defense would ever look the way it's looked. I can't wrap my mind around it. But I'm happy that the offense is showing life and is starting to turn a corner. That defense looked like something out of a high school JV squad. They ran for 300 plus yards, guys. I want you to think about that. That's how bad this defense is. What DC do you think we can come here next year? I would go. Norvell has connections with the Georgia defensive coordinator. If I'm Norvell, that's my first choice. That's a tough get. That guy's got a lot of talent over there at Georgia. They're going to be competing year in and year out over there. I understand it, but that would be my first try. Jim Leonard, I would still try to get him if I was Norvell. That's a guy, I believe, the Wisconsin D court. I would give him a shot. There's some guys out there. I had to do more research on some defensive coordinators. I just know Fuller's not the guy. That's all I do know. Fuller's not the guy. Hell, I'll take Charles Kelly right now. If that's bring Charles Kelly back, because Fuller ain't it. Jonathan Adams says, great channel. Thank you. Some people watch X's and Knowles video and became defensive experts acting like Fuller. Again, those guys, I'm not here to bash any channels. Y'all know me. I don't do that. Those guys work for Tomahawk Nation, if I'm not mistaken. They are paid to cover Florida State. They have an agenda. Their agenda is to make the staff and Mike Norvell and these guys look like they're great. It just is what it is. Whether it's War Chant and they wanting to make Taggart look bad, or it's X's and O's trying to make the. I get it. I watch some of their videos and they break down the offense. They do a pretty good job at what they do. The fact is, Fuller's bad. The proof's in the pudding. You can break down all the X's and O's you want. It's not translating on the football field. And it didn't translate at Memphis either. You put Gainer at the end and put Gainer's back up in the start. Yeah, that's true too, Anthony. You can put Gainer at defensive end and then you put Kavion Glenn in Gainer's spot. I agree with that. What's up, David Valentine? It's my first time seeing you around. Thank you for tuning in. But again, somebody else already asked that question. First choice got to be Georgia's defensive coordinator. Normally, I wouldn't say that because you don't usually take a lateral move, right? A Georgia defensive coordinator doesn't usually go, usually if you're a defensive coordinator, your next job is looking to be a head coach somewhere. But Norvell is a friendship with him. Maybe that's a possibility. Defense looks more like Willie Taggart offense 2 years, right? What about Charlie Strong? I would definitely go for Charlie Strong. I forgot about that name. He used to be D coordinator at Florida. He coached at USF. We know he coached at Louisville in Texas. I would definitely go with Charlie Strong if Charlie Strong was willing to listen. They could have ran the same counterplay the whole game. Exactly. They pretty much ran it the whole game. But yeah, you're right. The defense does not know how to shed. They can't shed their blocks. They don't know how to get leverage. They don't know how to read their keys. Defense as a whole is bad, man. 500 yards. I'm guessing Notre Dame had 500 total yards. T-Buck, as a D coordinator, though, I don't know. I know T-Buck is a defensive backs coach. I don't know. I don't know if T-Buck is a D coordinator, right? It's interesting, though. It's an interesting take. Hell, Marvin Jones coaches. Why not bring Marvin Jones in? Or how about you bring Marvin Jones in to coach these linebackers? So if you don't know, I follow Marvin Jones on Twitter. He has interest in possibly coaching these linebackers at Florida State. But he said he supports Mike Norvell 100%, and he wants Mike Norvell to do his thing. I think Marvin Jones would take that job. How about you put Marvin Jones at linebacker coach and move Chris Marv to defensive coordinator? That's a possible thing right there. I'll take Shade Tree all day. I love you, Polk, and Nose fans. Go Nose. Good idea. Time to lay my lady down. Keep it up, Polk. I look forward. All right, Samuel. See you, man. Going 2 hours strong, man. And I still got 65 people in here, which I'm surprised. So, hey, man, if you in here, hit the like button. Again, subscribe to the channel. My analytics tell me only 70% of 70% of the people that watch me aren't even subscribed to me. So if you're watching me, man, subscribe. Nothing wrong with going to this community. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and of course, share it. You are on 863 No TV with your host, Polk. Rex Ryan. Is Rex Ryan really going to come to the college ranks though? I don't know. Hopefully, Dan Quinn, the Falcons coach, gets fired and he can come coach the defense. Right. Are these guys going to really come down here though? I think Fuller's scheme is just getting in the way. Well, they're not even getting in the way, Anthony. So no, that can't even be it because these guys don't even get in the way. It's crazy. They don't even get in the way. But yeah, 2 hours strong, and I'm willing to stay on if you guys are willing to keep the conversation going. But I've pretty much covered everything from this game, like I always do on these Saturday nights. We saw, unfortunately, man, we don't get to put a tomahawk on the helmet tonight. If you don't know, we did add our first tomahawk when Chambry Jackson committed. So that's a blue chip prospect. So I put the tomahawk on the helmet. Unfortunately, we don't get to put one on here because of the wind. But, man, this was a damn good show tonight. And quite frankly, man, a damn good showing from the offense. Again, moral victories, I know. But let's face it. The standard is different here at Florida State now. We got to build it back up. Let's just face – what's up, Phil DeCane? Let's just face the facts. The standard is different. And maybe we take this moral victory and look at it. And say, okay, we played the number 5 team in the country, was able to move consistently on offense. We just got to shore up this defense. Clemson got my ass hurt. Clemson raped them boys. Bro, look, Phil DeCane, I was saying the same thing to Yella. I was saying the same thing to Dennis. I'm not here to troll y'all because, you know me, I don't really do the trolling thing. But y'all really thought y'all had a chance. Now, I'll say this, Phil. I thought the game would be closer than what it was. I thought that would be a closer game. I thought Miami was going to go up there with some swag and some confidence and do some things. But Clemson's a different beast. It's going to take a few years. You can't go from 6-7, bro, to beating Clemson. It just don't work like that. It just don't work like that. Y'all need a couple years, man, and y'all be right there. I think that's the same thing for us. We need a couple years, man. We'll be back to where we need to be. I see some growth on this team. Year one. See, that's the beautiful thing. Let me say this. That's the beautiful thing of what I'm seeing this year, at least, is growth. Because in the last few years, this ain't me throwing any shots at anybody, but the facts are, I didn't see much growth from Willie Taggart's first game to his last game. That Virginia Tech and that Miami game look very oddly similar. Didn't see much growth in between. In 4 games, I've seen this team drastically change. I've seen this team drastically change in 4 games. So I'll say that much. Let's get Mickey. I would love to call Mickey back. Mickey don't want to deal with that, though. Remember, Willie Taggart had brought Mickey back for a little bit. Not in a coaching role, but remember Willie Taggart, Mickey Andrews was always around the defense when, Notre Dame was more disciplined. They had like 3 penalties. Yeah, they sure did. How do you like the UNC game will go? I think it'll be another shootout. I'm not confident in UNC's defense, and I'm damn sure not confident in ours. I think our offense will make some moves, though. So with that being said, I had originally predicted us to score I said if we were going to win, we would have had to score about 30-plus points. We didn't. If we're going to beat North Carolina, we're going to have to score 30-plus points. Go get Bob Stoops to coach defense. No. Bob ain't coming. They were talking about Bob being the coach when they fired Taggart. Bob ain't coming here, guys. Polk, I think those guys had on all orange that snatched my chain tonight. It happened so quickly. Dennis, That's why I fucks with you, Dennis. You a good sport when you lose, man. I fucks with you. Definitely got soldiers lined up. I agree. Clemson could have scored at the end. I have made it to this plant to get loaded. Holla. All right, James. Yeah, honestly, was surprised with y'all performance. Definitely not the team we play. That's what I'm saying, Phil. I mean, again, don't need no moral victories around here, but it is what it is, and the truth is the truth. Jordan Travis is the starter against Miami. I'm not claiming a victory. I'm not claiming a victory. But it's not 52-10. I freaking promise you that. I freaking promise you it's not 52-10. We're in that game if Jordan Travis is playing from the jump with a game plan around him. So it is what it is. They dropped the ball at the beginning part of the season. Again, this team should be 2-2 instead of 1-3 right now, but we live and we learn. Miami needs to ex-ACC not to give them a bye week because they lost. Yeah, that's been the real theme with Miami the last 2 years is after every bye week, they lay a turd after every bye week. Bob Stoops, defensive mastermind, and head coach in waiting. Yeah, right. That's why we should have kind of went with Mark Stoops, man. Mark Stoops would have got us. But again, I'm not gonna give up on Norvell. It's just in hindsight, me think. Who would have freaking thought the defense would be such a disaster? Nobody would have thought the defense would have been such a disaster, man. That is crazy. Again, I still can't believe what I watched. But tonight, we'll have a drink for the Miami fans, have a drink for the Gator fans, have a drink for the Seminole fans. Tough day in the state of Florida tonight. That's it. That's all I got tonight, guys. Offense has come around rather quickly. Yep. And I believe it's going to continue to come around. But that's all I got tonight. Over 2 hours. And I don't really have much else. I'm just excited about the offense going forward. Hopefully, recruits are looking at this game and they're saying, hey, I see some places I can fit in on this team to make a legit difference, right? And just continue to grow, man. Continue to grow. I'm excited about this. The channel we had in the participation we had in the chat tonight. Really good turnout, really good show out tonight. I expect another big week next weekend with playing the number 8 team in the nation, North Carolina. So next week should be just as big. This is going to be, again, every Saturday night, man. We here, we live. And win, lose, or draw, I'm here. Y'all get raw emotions, raw reaction, raw football takes straight after the game on here. So I don't think you can beat this kind of content anywhere, dog. I give y'all my best. And you guys come in here and you do the same thing. Y'all give me y'all best. So I always appreciate the love. I appreciate the support. As always, man, you can support the channel through the Cash App or the PayPal. I don't put it out there like that, but I don't come on here and try to beg, but it always helps because I can buy more stuff for the channel with the subscriptions to the damn StreamYard that hits me over the head, all that stuff. But y'all don't care about my costs. So who cares about that? Just checking in on the show. I'm going to holler at you. All right, Phil, holler at you. We are making adjustments on defense, but most of the time it just seems random. I don't even think Novell thought it would be a disaster, but here's a fact for you. Out of all the FBS 4 teams, only FAU, Willie's new team, is the only one without a loss. I think FAU's only played one game, though, right? And they almost lost to Charlotte, if I remember correctly. But you're right, Nathan. Absolutely, you're right. I'm a diehard Canes fan. Clemson gave us a reality check. We're not at Clemson level and the elite level. Yes, tough days in Florida football. Yes, it was, Chris. Yes, it was. But that's gonna be all for me tonight, guys. I'm gonna get out here and salvage the rest of my night. Hit the like button, subscribe, share, like always, and always stay classy, Seminoles. I love y'all. It's your boy, Polk. And we out here, baby. Y'all stay classy. Good night to everybody. Stay safe. And tomorrow morning, T2Y and Polk on T2Y's channel. I think special guest is going to be Pigskin Pete and someone else. I forget. But I think we're going to have two Clemson YouTubers on the channel tomorrow morning with me and T2Y. And that should be a hell of a show tomorrow morning, man. See y'all in the morning. We out here.